Are we live? Welcome to my stream. I'm Terezi Byroth.
Actually, today we're doing Roxy's route, so you won't have to hear that voice for the next hour, which is music to my ears. Let's move this over here so I can see the chat. Alrighty, we're back at it again. Oh, that's not gonna work. There we go. So today we're gonna be playing Friendship Wazard. I have been very much looking forward to this Roxy route. Ooh, okay, we're still louder than the music. Maybe a little bit lower. So we're just going to get right into things. We know, you guys know everything by now. I've done so many of these streams. I do need to thank my Patreons. Let's do that at the beginning here. I would like to thank cyberKinetist, Elizabeth Gotski, and takenUsername for supporting me on Patreon. If you want to support me, you can go to Patreon. Is it .com? Patreon.com/LunaTucker. I have a feed where I post all my art assets and some behind-the-scenes stuff on bigger original projects I'm working on. And you also get shouted out in any audio content I do, which I really hope I get to do more soon, but my living arrangement is not suited for that right now. But nevertheless, I try as much as I can. So we're here today to play Roxy. Okay, let's hop into this. People are pinging me already. Okay. Okay, my good. I have a sore throat, so I have a mute button in case I gotta flag up. You spent a few good days fucking around with your newest friends. They seem to be on their respective paths toward something. You're not exactly sure if self-actualization is a part of it, but you're trying not to be too bent up about it. This Earth's friend group seems to have a lot of interpersonal complexity. To be fair, you do only really know half of the friendship quadrangle. It's probably past time to meet the other two corners of it. See what all the fuss is about. Get their side of all the drama before you leap to get any more judgments. You thought a lot about what you said to Jake and what you wanted to say but didn't. You're ashamed at the thought that you might also be erring passively on the side of friendship, sloshes uncomfortably in your belly against the fear that you may be choosing too much, wanting too much, changing too much. Because you've thought a lot about what Jade said to you too. That's probably why you bothered to get Roxy's address from Jane. You can't exactly stop making new friends because you aren't ready to think about what your purpose would be without that, but maybe you could do it the old-fashioned way this time. Showing up on someone's doorstep via the accepted human method of following directions to their domicile's specific government-assigned number seems like it might be better to start than just zapping directly to them when they're taking a shit or something. Hey Eldritch. Which is definitely a hypothetical situation, not at all something that happened to you recently. Who was it? Anyway, you came up with a plan and everything. You're not a real mailman that you know of, but you're grown to appreciate and respect the profession, so you don't mind LARPing it once more. You wonder briefly if there might be other guises under which people might go up to another person's house and knock on their door, but almost none of your friends ever leave their fucking room, so you sure wouldn't know. You zap down the street from her house and walk up to the long, scary driveway through the trees, over a bridge, and up to her door. This isn't where Roxy only lives in the future where it's flooded. Okay, so not exactly a normal human method. What, were you supposed to stroll all the way to New York from Jane's place? She'd offer you bus money, but then remembered her fortune is tainted. She facilitated between giving you every single one of her dollars and burning it all in a symbolic bonfire until the two of you landed on moving it to a new, hopefully untraceable, bank account. You're really not sure how deep the Batter Witch's surveillance goes, but Jane seems satisfied at least. She's going through a lot. You know how it is, having to endure life-upending bouts of information being tossed at you more or less weekly yourself. So yeah, you skipped a step in your male-personally sojourn, but you made it to Roxy's house in a respectful manner, which was the whole point. You're gonna make the fuck out of a good impression. You knock, and wait. Oh, look at that. Oh. The person who comes to the door is not Roxy, At least she doesn't look like the photo of Roxy Jane showed you. Oh fuck, unless Roxy's a catfish? You did not expect this. Oh, it's you. This could be interesting. Catfish Roxy. You blink. It is you. She got that part right. Do you know her? You scour her features. She seems familiar. Like a friend you almost had, or did have, very long ago, or moderately long ago, depending on the perspective you're looking at time from. You wonder, have the two of you met before? No, we have not, nor was I expecting the pleasure. Ah, shit, you thought you were onto something for once. You wonder how many more levels of memory are buried, twisted under a blown synapse in your burned-out brain. You have to move forward and give up on chasing down whatever buck-wild theory you are inching toward. There are real mysteries afoot with this stranger. This feels like a decisive moment if there ever was one. Catch the catfish in a river of lies, or there's gotta be another answer here. Oh wait, you are an idiot. This is an adult. We spent too much time with marginally supervised aliens and a lonely marooned boy recently that you forgot that Roxy probably lives with her parents. And it's a 50-50 on the possibility of a stuffed Grandma Rose somewhere in there, if the pattern holds. It's feasible she could have told her mom about you. You play it safe, and instead of accusing anyone of online identity crime, you ask if Roxy's home. She stares at you a moment, her lips slightly parted. You get the feeling she is not often caught off guard, and you wonder what it is you've done wrong now. Do you ever think you have lived through every possible iteration of an emotion, and then one day a manifestation of narrative agency shows up on your doorstep to remind you that there is yet another way to experience the acute feeling of a particular loss? What? Ayo, Nick. You do what you do best and stare blankly at her, trying to figure out what in the fuck might mean. That might mean. Oh, is that not a universal one? Well, then I can clarify. It is a roundabout way of saying no, she is not home, nor will she be for quite a while. I would offer to take a message for you, but with your bag of tricks, I think you can manage that. She winks at you conspiratorially, and you have never felt less like you were in on a plan with somebody. This has been fun, but I'm not the one you want. I'll go ahead and make myself scarce so things can start moving along. Unfortunately for me, my path is not as flexible as yours. Or hers. You've wasted considerable time here as it is, and I have my own preparations to contend with. Scoot along before you touch something you shouldn't. Scoot! She shuts the door and you stand blank and useless on the doorstep. Maybe this isn't the right house and the lady was just having a good time fucking with you? Jane had said she hadn't used Roxy's address in forever, and since Roxy didn't ever really seem to receive things she sent through the mail. And whoever this was didn't really give you any solid evidence that she knew what you were talking about. You take a minute to consider the cryptic shit she told the woman who is very probably not Roxy's mom just told you. You feel like a level 1 bugfuck idiot taking on a side quest from an enigmatic wizard so far beyond you that you feel like you could have spent way more time grinding first. It feels like that's what she's going for. Anyway, whatever she said was something like, you could manage the wait. Maybe this one's an issue of time, not space. It always seems to be one of those two bastards, huh? Well, luckily for you, you have power over both. Might as well follow the only lead you have. You perch on the bridge over the river running in front of the house and fast forward, holding Roxy's name at the front of your mind. Years swirl by you in a visual cacophony. Buildings rise up around you, lights flash, red and hot. There is a rush of busy energy, the ebb and flow of a colonial tide, and then a stillness. Right when you start to wonder if you've missed her, you feel it. You wait till it feels right, and you stop. Holy shit, that was a while. You traveled forward in time from John's era to meet Jane, yes, so you suppose it is the most unfathomable thing to have to do again, but wow. The trees that surrounded you just a minute ago are gone, replaced by a sea of crumbling buildings and a low skittery sound, like pressing your ear to an ant colony. The vibes out here are real bad. You hurry up and knock. The door opens, slowly. There she is. Roxy, for sure it's Roxy this time, peeks her head out, spots you, and then squints at the empty street behind you. Seeing no threat, she bumps the door open with her elbow and drops a huge pumpkin in your arms. She stumbles a bit over the door jamb as she does it. Oh, she just thinks you're a carapace. She is always feeding the carapaces. That's great. She stumbles a bit over the door jamb as she does it, and you almost don't catch the pumpkin in favor of reaching for her. but she steadies herself at the last moment and leans against the frame, unfazed. There you go, little buddy. I appreciate you knocking. It's a lot more polite than the usual break and entering you guys do, so I picked out a nice juicy one for you. Don't go telling everyone to try this shit though, or else I'll never get sleep again in my life. I'll just be running produce to my door 24/7. I need to go into the Valley Girl voice. Unloading snacks to every chess guy in existence without the rest, not but your eating noises for company. I can't do an annoying voice for Roxy. She has way too much dialogue and the voices are way too annoying. This is not at all how you thought this would go, but you honestly should have known better than to do anything with your expectations but throw them in the trash can. So you roll with it and thank her for the pumpkin, calling her by name for max politeness. You can't see much over the flagrantly large gourd you're struggling to keep hold of, but you feel her go still. Did she stop breathing? You crane your neck to peek over the curve of the pumpkin, and fuck, again with those expectations. You did not anticipate pure horror to be the emotion constructed on her face, but there it is. What did you just say to me? You said thank you, Roxy? You open your mouth again to introduce yourself as the friend Jane mentioned, but all your words shrivel up in your horrible mouth, because Roxy has flattened herself against the doorframe, her head tucked down like you're blinding her. What? You're not said my She slinks down to the floor and kind of rolls back inside, shutting the door behind her. You hear nothing, then a deep, heaving sob. What the fuck just happened? You knock politely, just once. Hold on a minute, I gotta do some... Don't go anywhere. You hear nothing but footsteps trailing way into the silence. It could be time to head out, but she told you to wait, so you do. You're nothing if not committed. About 20 minutes in, the low, skittering hum in the background fortifies itself into a more present rumble. From around corners and out of dilapidated doors come from the source, the patter of feet, a low, unintelligible whisper, and the clicking of joints. It's people, and they look like you. Well, almost. It's more that you look like if a child drew them. They're simple frames made simpler with softer edges. Your skin is actually skin, right? They chitter around you and you squish your arm meats to make sure. Yeah, you aren't shitting this. Ooh. Wait, or is that bad? You're trying to process whether you're relieved to have the bodily makeup you thought you did, or if you're sad that the space of time you thought you might have finally found your kin was so fleeting. You don't get a chance to sort through it fully, because the new guys are surrounding you, and they look hungry. It might be you or the pumpkin here, so you hold it out toward them and hope for the best. They take it and, chittering what seems to be their thanks, shrink back into the night. You check them off your mental list of predators and sit for a beat. It feels like you're waiting for more than Roxy's return, like this is a moment of choice. Jesus fuck, you went to all this effort to try things a new way, and what did it get to you? Nothing. You've never had such a spectacular failure to connect upon first meeting someone. So what are you supposed to do now? You wait, but the familiar push against your ribcage is to decide something doesn't come. What is this drive to make you choose anyway? What if you just wanted to sit on your ass and do nothing, huh? What if you are tired of choosing, when every choice you make takes you further from anything good? And who knows, maybe you're supposed to do nothing. Maybe that's what your plan was all along, huh, tough guy? You don't know who that little jab was aimed at, but if you want nothing more in this moment than to petulantly slap the reins of choice off your shoulders. If only there were more reins to slap. God, impotent rage is the worst. After a minute of continued seething at nothing, you feel it. Oh, here we go. 3. Go see what the chess guys know. Give up and see if Nepeta wants to hang out. Door's locked. Smash a window, bitch. We're gonna go see Nepeta. Nice try. Can't tempt me with a fun friend this time, bucko. What was that? Is that reader talking to the player? Of course, smashing a window. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my mom. Let's go see what the chess guys know. More than you know. Chungus. Chungus. Who said Chungus? What is this? Blinking, you feel the desire to act ebb away. It's replaced by a tingly giddiness at the victory of your, inertia? You'll be kind to yourself and call it fortitude and resolution instead. You're gonna see this shit through. You do what you promised and wait. Eventually you curl up on the welcome mat and pass out like a stray kitten. At some point in the night, you open your eyes for one bleary moment as a chess guy lays a blanket over you. The creak of the door next to your ear jolts you awake. Towering above you in the sharp, bright rays of morning sun is Roxy. Oh shit, you are real. I just came out so I could prove to past tipsy me that it was just a daymare or some shit, but now you are here and here I am. So, let's dig right in. Did you or did you not say human English words, including my name, to me last night? You did that. Welp. Time to reckon with this, I guess. Might still be a little buzzed, so I'm just gonna see how this plays out. Stick with me. She beckons you inside and you scramble to your feet and follow her. Oh, here, look at the mutie up there. It's adorable. All that waiting paid off, didn't it? You emanate smugness in every direction as you walk, just in case there are any entities or narrative concepts around that have the capacity for feeling slighted by such a thing. You trail behind her into the living room, explaining how you knew her name via her friends. Oh, okay, that makes more sense, LMAO. That'd make you the one who convinced Jane of the stuff about reality that I've been trying to get to see for quite some time. The benefits of being able to be there to show her in person, I guess. She stands next to the couch, her shoulders bunched up, popping up her fingers. She isn't looking at you. She told me you could time travel, but she failed to mention the part about how you are some kind of alien. Alien, sorry to offend. But if I'm being real, it's not like our communication style is full and truly without gaps on a normal day. So this checks out. She scrunches her face up and groans. Ah, I'm so sorry. I'm being a jelly-bellied double-rag downer. LMAO, what in the fuck is wrong with me? Here you are, friend in the flesh, and now I'm just over here whining about my other friends whom I love very much. And this is just a lot of LMAO. Or LMAO. This is a lot of LMAO. I've daydreamed all the potential friend meeting scenarios I thought might ever happen. With any of all the combobs of my whole friends whisking me off to on a friend's sojourn. I just didn't consider a new one might show up on my door disguised as one of my little neighbors, so... Yeah, you're super sorry for how last night went down. And for what it's worth, you made friends with, like, a lot of people. And all the friend-making skills you've learned in your travels didn't save you from fucking this one up. There's no foolproof way to do it, you figure. You would know, as a proven fool. LMAO, that's good to hear. Still, I'm sorry about ditching you right off the bat. I went to find a small... Oh, I never updated the title. There we go, title's updated. I went to find a small sip of courage, which turned into a swig of courage, and that became a whole ass bottle of courage, which is just, you know what can happen. So I did not so much come back outside to confront my harsh realities. Realities, namely you. As I did confront the soft, real titties of my pillow on the floor next to my bed. The what? Anyway, it's just that I've never heard my name come out of someone's mouth right next to me in real life before. You don't comment on the booze thing. You all just met, then you don't want to come off too preachy just yet. You try another angle instead. You could always try the meeting thing again? Like acting it out? Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Of course you didn't mean literally going back and redoing it. This is a salvageable situation. You don't want to waste a redo if you don't have to. Oh, what? What you mean is that you rarely get shit right the first time anyway. Might as well give each other a clean slate. You hold your fist up and knock on the air in front of you. You hope she thinks this is cool and not lame, since you just kind of leapt into it, avoiding thinking too much about all your false starts. You don't have to worry for long, because she smiles, and it's brilliant. The shivering tension in her body shifts from ancient to excited as she hops a bit, getting into the moment. She breathes in, smoothing out her shirt, and puts a hand to her ear. Oh? Is that a knocking on my door? Whomstever could it be? She bends dramatically in welcome as she opens the invisible door and clasps her hands together as she focuses her bright gaze on you. Oh my fucking g. Welcome to my abode, stranger. Soon to be more than stranger. Wonk, 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 wonk. Get on in here and let's get to frienditude. That might be coming out a little strong for typical company, but luckily you are a friend thirsty as they come, even without the old goofball nuts forcing you to be. You introduce yourself and step over the pretend threshold, a hand extended. Oh, old golf ball nuts. For Doc Scratch. Roxy takes it and pulls you into a fast, tight hug. You wrap your noodly arms around her and return it as tight as you can. At first, you tell yourself she needs it. After all, you can feel her trembling back, her unsteady breath. A minute passes and you realize your hands are shaking too. When was the last time you just held someone? Just let yourself be held. The moment is quiet. You know it's an awkward pose, the two of you standing draped over each other in the middle of her house, and you realize belatedly that lying on the floor there's a window like the one you fell through right before you. Jesus, how did you get out of Doc Scratch's apartment? That's not the time to think about that. But it's good. Calm. You could keep going, honestly, but she steps back and tucks a puff of her hair back into place, clearing her throat. She is still looking away from you, but she's grinning. Yeah, that was much better. Couple of friendships starting pros, am I right? They'll write guides to friendship about the two of you, you say. She sits down on the couch and gestures for you to join her, so you do. Now that you're settled, what she said right before you did your little skit hits your brain right in the face. Has she really never had anyone else around to speak to? Like, never? Never have I ever. What about the chess guys, as she called them? The ones she mistook you for? Oh, we can communicate for show, but not with words, really. I don't mean anything bad about them by it. Those are really sweet when they aren't sneaking into my home. Plus, I don't blame them for their ways, on account of them being brought in by the Battle Witch and summarily forgotten. But, I don't know, we're not really on the same wavelength. So it just kind of fucked me up when I thought one of them was looking at me in my eyeballs and saying my name like it was. Like I was, sorry, I'm still making new to this. So this is fixing or explaining why the mayor never talked on the meteor. Because while carapaces have some sort of vocalization that each other can understand, and they can talk to each other, and they can type English words, they cannot speak human language. Which is probably just a restriction set by Suburb and their code, their genetic code. Man, you thought Jake had it rough, but at least he had his grandma for a bit before she died. You wondered to yourself why she doesn't seem to have had someone like that. You're about to do some mental math and see if you can work some connections out, but she gathers herself and interrupts you before you can do anything too smart. And to be clear, I can see the diff between you guys now. You do not look like them, TBH. It's just that you have a quality of, like, personhood to you. Anyway, the point is the resemblance is certifiable, but you're like the Velveteen chess guy. The what? Just because you're soft? Well, yeah, that too. But you know the Velveteen Rabbit? It's one of the few books my mom left me that wasn't super dense and cerebral wizard fiction. Wizard. So I read it a lot before I got grown enough to really appreciate the complexities of the cerebral wizard genre. You know, I like wizard, actually. That's a honk. No, you don't know that one, but you're constantly searching for meaning in your fucking life, so you will definitely check it out if there's someone like you in it. And she just mentioned her mom. She's still not around then, is she? Nah. Batter bitch killed her a long time ago. Before I ever got here. Back when society was uncollapsed and everything. But she knew I was coming, so she left me pretty well stocked with snacks and reading material and booze to last a lifetime. Oh, she's gotten Scottish now. Though I have to put a considerable dent in the last category. So we shall see if her planning skills truly were up to par when all was said and drunk. I thought maybe I was going to meet her and all my friends in this big IRL multiplayer game I was gonna kick ass at, but now I guess, I don't know, I guess I'm not playing anymore. Oh shit. You jump as you put two and two together. You went to the past before, or well, you came from the past, from Jane and Jake's time, which Roxy already knows, but spatially you were here in this house, then in that time. There was a woman who lived here then. You thought she was Roxy's mom at first, then you maybe convinced yourself she wasn't since a few hundred years happened between her and now. You don't know, a lot was going on. Oh, gee, you what? Was she beautiful? Hold on, let me show you. Roxy scoots around a bookshelf or something, and your brain starts expanding at a rapid rate. Concepts that have been hovering on the periphery of your mind suddenly converge. You already knew that Jane and Jake's deceased grandparents were your friends from the past, but you hadn't considered this. Since you didn't know Roxy lived in the future, then of course all this shit's connected. Of course that would make... Did she look like this? She hands you a book. Scottish Roxy. She hands you a book. Cover open to show the author photo. There she is. Younger than she was when you first saw her last night, but older than she was when you first met. You can't help saying your name out loud. Rose. Oh my god! Why did grown-up her say she'd never met you before, though? Is she not the same person? Fuck, the earlier math you were doing, this is way bigger than 2 plus 2. This is some serious mental calculus. Oh, thank you. Unless you mean Roxy, or do you mean mine? You wiggle all your brainworms at once, and it hits you. The way it felt different than normal when you hopped from Jake's house to wherever that one place was. How it happened when you brought Jake home again, too. Like your guts dissolved sideways, how they rearranged slower once you landed. Had it happened when you first landed in Jane's yard, too? You probably too turned around to even notice then. You know Roxy's super hyped right now, but you tell her you gotta check something. Do some science. You'll be right back. You zap backward again. What did I tell you about coming back here? Old Rose. Old Rose. Get your grubby time fingers out of my pie before you get caught. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Have a good day, ma'am. Okay, she's mad at what you expected. It was also felt like an everyday wiggly belly time jump, which you also expected. You pop out of there, this time concentrating on your friend Rose, just a day after you last hung out. You should feel yourself zoom further backward towards her, right? Off you go, and... Wrong. It's that feeling again. Thank you. It's that feeling again, that sideways dissolvement and reconstruction of yours truly crudely rendered bowels. Oh, it's you. Long time no see. For you, I assume. Funny thing about that is no, actually, but you'll have to explain later. You apologize for paying her so short a visit and head back to Roxy. The feeling accompanies you yet again. You pop back into Roxy's living room, a fraction of a second after you left. Those brainworms are wiggling at top speeds. Damn, B, I know you don't know about this, but I love science projects. I got a whole lab and everything. I'm hex of qualified. Wanna take me with you? Oh, sorry, you already went. Aw, fuck, there I go blinking and missing all the good shit. For the best, TBH, or else I'd have sat here worrying you'd never come back. Abandonment crisis totes averted for the moment. High five. What rad science fact did you learn? Was it about my mum? You take a deep breath. You're kind of laying down the knowledge tracks a second before your brain cart rolls down them, so you're hoping this makes sense as you piece it together word by word. You think this is a different universe. Yo, what? You've met the woman Roxy thinks of as mom, but you also have a friend named Rose from a while ago. She's friends with Jake's grandma and Jane's grandpa, and you're pretty sure she even read you some of the same fucking book at one point. But they can't be the same exact people, even if they all look the same. Things feel different there than they do here, like looking in an inside-out mirror with every cell of your body. Those definitely exist, don't worry. Hells to the yeah. He's not made of part pickles. I'm following you. Would you love to gaze inside one of those mirrors and flip my shit some way? Would be a liar if I said I never thought about that was a general concept, but that's besides the point. More importantly, what you're saying is that I have to double the moms I thought I had yesterday. And you're also saying you can, like, go visit any and all my moms whenever you want? Just go on a mom visiting bender? No rules, just moms? And I can come along? Well, no, there's a couple rules, but other than that, yeah. Damn, you thought she might take more convincing. Look around on my gear and cat clones' general living situation, but all I'm saying is none of that is particularly hard to believe. No rules, just moms. And after all the grief I endured trying to get Janie to believe me, I'd be pretty fucking stupid, not to mention rude, as a heck of me not to believe you now. You're my friend. Phew, that is relief. You grasp at this on this shit is teeniest at best, so it's good she is easy to win over. It is one of my best qualities, or at least one of my biggest ones. Oh, though, before she gets too excited, one of the rules does seem to be that her mom in this universe doesn't want to be visited, though. That's kind of a big one. Oh, I see. Well, did she say why? I mean, if y'all already hung out, what's so bad about one more chill sesh? Unless, I don't know, it's okay for you, but... You can see her start to blame herself, so you cut her off. It's definitely not that she didn't seem interested, more like she couldn't. She shooed you away from every time you tried to say hi, like she was afraid you'd fuck shit up, which, to be fair, you do regularly. She said she was preparing for something. You look around. Or someone? Ah, yeah, okay. Makes sense. It's funny, actually. No, I'm joking. Your leg, it sucks. But, like, situationally, it's funny. Because the game I mentioned that Janie's off destroying, a week ago, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to play. Was pretty ready to go to desperate measures to not play it at all, if I'm being totes honest. BTH. But then when Jane said she met you and was all hell-bent on doing some righteous smiting to the whole company, I don't know. It hit me that I kind of did want to play the game after all. Like, I thought maybe I'd meet my mom in the game and I'd finally get to talk to this lady I built my whole ass sense of self around. Get to see how she is in a real actual life and figure out how bad I fucked up my version of it. Oh, anyway, we aren't playing, so it didn't matter. I've been trying to be a good friend and lend my hacksaw skills to Jane's cause, but it hurt and I don't know how to tell her. Then you showed up and my options shifted like 75 more times. I barely even got time to come to terms with it being okay to want something before it gets swiped away from me. Well, shit, you didn't really mean to mess with her expectations. You should have kept your mouth shut till you figured out what this all meant. She smiles. Oh, look at that. Aww. Clouds for hair, yeah. She smiles at you, and you don't have to have known her for long to tell her it's forced. Aw, shit, you can fix this. One more visit to Rose's universe. One more visit to this universe's Rose wouldn't hurt, right? Hey, who knows? Maybe your mom wouldn't mind another visit if you brought Roxy along. Like, maybe she was just annoyed when it was your bothersome self. She was definitely a little sad when she talked about Roxy living so far away, temporally speaking. You really think? I mean, if you don't think she'd mind, I'd be 100% down, locked and loaded, ready to be family bond with right the fuck now. Before I get too nervous to change my mind, should we partake in a celebratory sippy before we go? She reaches under her couch and pulls out a bottle of vodka. You make a non-committal noise as you work out how to respond. You called Jake out for enabling this, so you don't want to do the same. It's delicate, though. What am I thinking? She'll probably have her own stash anyway. Why else would she have left me such vast quantities of this stuff for me to reckon with? Yeah, you guess, though maybe she meant for her to bust into it when she was a bit older, or like maybe for special occasions. Well, settle up and we can add that one to the list of questions to ask her. It's gonna be pretty far down though, I got a lot. You extend your hand, she takes it, and off you go. You choose a point a little further ahead in Rose's timeline, just to give her time to miss you. Just in case. Yeah, we can't warp her over to Beta, Rose. Well, we're going to Alpha, Rose. You zap to the doorstep to ease Roxy into it. She plasters herself up to the wall next to the door, breathing heavily. You take care of the knocking part. Oh, shit, boy. This is it. Look at all of these fucking trees around my house. Holy shit. Old Rose comes to the door, and from the look on her face as she stares you down, she has absolutely not missed you even a little bit. That was Metroid music for a while, but it's Rose. Ah, my incorrigible Mel person. What did I tell you before? You should not be here, or now. Her imperial bane of my existence may not be paying attention to what you do with your friends, but she's keeping tabs on me after your last visit. Even in death, yeah. Good music. It isn't safe for you here, and I can't have you compromise this location. From the side, Roxy exhales. Rose turns. Her voice is soft and broken. Snow falling from branches. Oh. Sorry, Miss Mumlun? Roxy. We didn't mean to bust down operations. I just wanted to meet you. No, I know. I know it. And despite the circumstances, I'm so glad to have been able to see you too. More than you know. But you can't stay. Yeah, okay, of course, no worries. I'm sorry. You have to go right now before a light streaks through the clouds and you crane your neck to see it. Rose grabs both of you and drags you inside, slamming the door. Shit, this is bad, right? Fuck, she's even faster than I thought. I have to call Dave. I have to... She stops muttering to herself and speaks instead of to you and Roxy with a sharp, decisive turn of her head. What's done is done. Get back before there's nothing to get back to. But... Rose touches her knuckles to Roxy's cheek, and you feel like you shouldn't be here for this moment. And shouldn't have brought her here. Shouldn't have done anything ever. You never learned your fucking lesson. You do the only good thing left for you to do and take Roxy's hand. She's still sputtering, pulling you as she reaches towards Rose. Ooh. There is a low rumble. The house shakes. Rose has pulled some knitting needles out of nowhere, and they're sparking with energy. Now. When you open your eyes again, you're in Roxy's version of the same living room, or almost that. You know it's hers, though it's decorated more sparsely, and there's a corner of the house that's just fucking gone. Rebuilt how the surrounding buildings were, with a rickety chess guy patch job. Ah, shit. You stop surveying the timeline damage and instead look to Roxy. She's just standing, staring blank. Her hand is over her mouth. You're so sorry. You should never have suggested they do that. It's probably best for you to go. All you do is make things worse. The slackness in her face turns to panic. No, please, I shouldn't ask to go. It's my fault. Don't leave me. In your guts, you know you're the one in the wrong. You're supposed to be the responsible time traveler. You don't know how to make her see this without making her feel worse. She runs and opens a cabinet, then a second and a third, her movements more frantic each time. Eventually she surfaces successful. Oh, thank fuck the booze is still here. Always looking out for me, that mum. Well, it's okay. We can still have fun. You don't have to go. Please don't go. She's crying as she talks, her voice climbing higher with fear. Her smile is begging you. You know you'll have to look later. Check whatever corners of the internet or historical documents Roxy has laying around to see what happened, but you feel in your belly that it will only confirm what you suspect. It would be better if she hated you. You're not ready to face what you did, so you take the bottle Roxy is holding out towards you. Take a long, burning swig. More for you means less for her, you hope, as you pass the bottle back. Regret. Aww. Aww. Let's hope the other ending is better. I mean, better emotionally. It was good writing. Okay, we're gonna catch the catfish and get the quick bad ending. You know how this shit goes. It's time to sit down, just the two of you, to talk through some hard truths before asking Jane if they want to meet for a tense but hopefully cathartic confrontation. Which you'll have to film, of course. Shit, okay, it's go time. You take a deep breath and call her out like the slick sleuth you are. You know she's been pretending to be friends with Jane online. Oh, this is far cuter than I expected. Both the situation and your little self, I mean. I have in no way been doing that. It is more refreshing than I would have thought, though, to be reminded that there are dramas with stakes like these out there, in the midst of all of this. Her eyebrows pull together as her gaze goes right through you. You turn around, but there's nothing out there. While some of my moves, both personal and political, have brought my path closer to her, family, I haven't interfered directly with Jane's life, and I don't intend to start. Can you say the same, friend? Is there a way you justify the strings you're pulling? I won't stop you, of course. I have my own matters to attend to. This is only food for thought, and I can see you are intellectually unnerved. It just might be worth your while to contemplate the repercussions of the path you're on. Did you have any further questions, or did you come all this way to just average for that? You really aren't sure. Man, it seems like all you do is contemplate your path. You feel all turned around inside. Talking to whoever this is makes you feel like you've stayed up too late staring at the moon and got all fucked up about existence till you felt too stupid to think anymore, but like in a good way? You stare blankly at her while you try to remember your purpose. I will go ahead and take that as a no. Good luck, friend. She shuts the door and you turn bewildered, back toward the long driveway. Well, okay then, you sure met someone. It definitely wasn't Roxy. You don't think whatever happened just counts as a friendship, so I guess this one's a loss. Was it because you cheated at traveling like a regular person? Friendless and rudderless, you start the long, pointless walk of penance to somewhere. What just happened? Alright, one more. So what was I don't even know what the other choice was. Oh, we have to click all of these. There we go. Moms are cool, but so are friends. It's not just moms, you tell her. You can definitely take her to go see someone of the friends she already has too. What, like right now? If she wants to, yeah, you're down for whatever. It's weird to be nervous about that. Don't get me wrong, I want to see the fuck out of some friends. Put my eyes right in those guys, followed of course by hugs. Hugs. It's just a really big thing, and I'm feeling a little dizzy even thinking about picking one. Yeah, you haven't met all her friends yet, but you know just enough to make all the various dynamics for that to make sense. Could take her... Oh, and hey, there's no need to rush. You could take her somewhere else, just the two of you. That way she can still get out of the house and see something new, and you guys can sit and talk through who to go see rather than leaping right in. Yeah, okay. That sounds chill. Where then, my cosmic taxi friend? Let's start with somewhere chill, you say, and she nods. Like many things about Earth, there are places you know exist, but that you have no memory of ever having been to. They're just part of your cultural knowledge, learned by your past self and later subsumed into the ever-widening miasma of your mind. You pick one of those places. Somewhere that feels like, at one point, it could have been something you cared about. It looks like a forest at first, but the pine trees have been shaped by wind. You turn and the earth in front of you butts up against the ancient stone of an outcropping. It stretches below your feet in a long, striated arch until it curves into nothingness. Beyond it is an endless sea of mountains, rolling and rolling, fading deep green to blue as they turn into sky. The sun is just below the horizon. Oh, it's so open. Her voice is the quietest it's been since you met her. Her bright, boisterous charm lulled into awe. You ask her if she thinks this will work. Are you shitting me? Buster, I've never seen a more gorgeous thing in my entire existence. We're gonna take a fucking scene and soak in this nature with every one of our pores. Visible ones, I mean. Don't go getting any ideas, wonk. Or to be honest, you could be doing naked cartwheels right now and I wouldn't even notice, because previously my eyes are slurping up these sights. Fair, you're not agile enough for that, clothed or otherwise, but you're glad she likes it here. The two of you sit for a while, soaking it in. This is a schedule-free life you lead, so however long it takes for her to talk is fine with you. It doesn't take too long, though. So, you met Jake too, if I'm not wrong. They talked about you some, but they've been more busy hanging out with you than talking about you from PTH. About, Strider. He hasn't said anything about you, and I like to think he'd tell me if he got the first visitor of his whole life, but maybe he wouldn't be ready to share with me. It's a big thing for him to be even bigger. She seems poised to continue hypothesizing about him for a while, so you go ahead and tell her that no, you haven't met him, but you sure have heard a lot about him from Jake. Oh, well, yeah. What, would you get a different version of things from her? LeMayo, how far in the drama you want to get? You're already pretty far entrenched, as you can tell, so she might as well fill you in on the rest. Okay, so, I'm about to lay it all out for you, because I trust you, and also I don't know what to do about it all, and some farm fresh opinions might be just what I need. The way she turns to you and clutches her hands together, launching directly into the story, you'd never think she was new to slumber party gossip. We got quite the love card jingle going in this friend group. Jeannie and Dirk are both into Jake, which is, like, fair. He's very sweet and a hunk no matter how you slice it. Jake, as you know, is a wild card here. No idea who he might go for, which is also fair. If I am to continue to be a referee here, because Jean is a stone cold fox, Lucius Babe going hecka places, and Dirk is... woo! He's just a bit perfect. So... She trails off and wrinkles up her nose as she looks back over the mountains. Her gaze is heavy with longing. Don't you me? What? It just seems like she's leading up to her spot in the quadrangle is all. Yeah, well, I'm in there, liking the last one I mentioned. Oh. Okay. What are you doing it again? Oh, just for a minute, you couldn't tell which direction she was headed. You thought she might be jealous of Dirk himself, the way she looked when she said all that, but is that she has feelings for him? You're just trying to keep up. I want this chat called John Egbert. Roxy laughs and covers her face. Goddamn called out here on top of the fucking world. You're not wrong, I guess, in a way. Not to continue the vicious call-out, but earlier it was her mom that said she tried to be like, and now it's Dirk? You're like the president of the universe of trying to figure out who you are and trying on different ways of being to see what fits, so no judgment there. It's just what it seems like she has a lot of questions about who she wants to be, which is legit as hell. That's life, baby. Aww. Yeah, I guess that's the whole thing, you know? I wanted to be like her because she's my family and like the only person I knew about for so long. Then I met him and I was like, oof, there's more unlockable options? Who knew? Maybe I could, I don't know, I do have fallings for him to be for, but you're right. Sometimes with him, it does all get mixed up. You ever not sure if you want to be somebody or be with somebody? I mean, I like the me I made from nothing, and I don't want every single piece of his bullshit, of course, but it's like saying this shadow just out of my range of vision, like some kind of what if. Me if I had just been, I don't know if this make any fucking sense out of my own head, though. What's that you said about the turnaways, Mir? Let's hop on the universe jumping train and see where it takes us. Metaphorically, I mean. I'm not ready to move a single ass cheek off this bitchin' rock yet. It's all metaphorical anyway, well, not the multiple universes thing, that's pretty much a fact as far as you can tell, but the turning yourself inside out bit, whatever it is about him that she feels pulling at her, this thing she wants for herself, it's probably bigger than him anyway. He's just the person who made her notice it. Same as it was with her mom. And anyway, it turns out a lot of options are unlockable once you realize some locks were in your brain to begin with. Damn, buddy. Is that what it's always like to talk to friends face to face? Hauling up piles of deep, meaningful truths left and right? Or is this just the youth thing? You have absolutely no way of knowing, but you do know it happens to you a lot. It's different every time, though, and it never gets old. Good, because I feel like this got up layer 1 of all my thoughts and feelings about this stuff. I'm a little too afraid to dig deeper, but if you're there with me, maybe we'll find some shit in there, not just a big empty question marks. Shit, yeah. You can go for round 2 whenever. You're game digging at identity all day if she wants, though they did come up here to decide who to visit, right? Does this mean the choice is dark? God, I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe. Eventually. I want to see all 3 of them, plus another friend I haven't mentioned yet, but you'd get along with her because she's also an alien. But I might want to start talking with my kid mom who is visitable. Not yet, though. I never would have thought I'd be putting this off any longer than I had to, but meeting you has been one of the best things I ever did. I want to sit and stew in this friend soup with you for a bit longer, and then savor the bites of my other friend's soups when I can. However ready to eat or not I might be. Shit, this meta thought is getting away from me. Can you take over? You're not sure how salvageable it is, but yeah. You're down to simmer with her as long as she wants. And you think she and her teen mom will get along very well. Shared mom trauma and drama included, whenever it comes time to introduce them. She shouldn't worry about being perfectly ready either. You haven't skipped ahead to see who she becomes, but you're pretty confident she has it in her to be someone she could be proud of and comfortable being. Someone that can look back on this Roxy with kindness too, no matter what choices she ends up making. Gonna make me cry again, please no. Whew. Also, not that I'm gonna forget today forever, but I should document. She pulls out her phone and holds it up to frame her shot. She is glowing in the light of the sunrise. You watch her, you watch the sun, you watch the fog curl through the valleys below. Okay, now a selfie. She drapes her arm over your shoulder and points the camera at both of you. Work it. Oh yeah, that one's cute as fuck. She messes with her phone, opening a chat with someone whose handle you don't recognize. You wonder as she sends the photo their way if it's the alien friend. It'd be cool if Roxy was friends with a troll you hadn't met. Hey, you there? You're not, but it's okay. I just wanted to say hi. I know we didn't talk much about the game not being anymore last time we got to chatting, but I do know we were both feeling it. And I got so many more updates for you when you're back online, so get hype. Oh no, Calliope's just gone. And check out this choice-ass view I'm peeping right now as a preview. Thinking of you totally. It's time to get comfy on this rock. You may end up being here for a while, since Roxy's not quite ready to get zapped anywhere else, which, when you consider it, is fine. There's a difference, you think, between inaction and patience. There are small, weighty changes made in stillness. You worry you choose too much. And Roxy afraid she was robbed of choice from the start. Meet in the middle. She pockets the phone and grins at you. You lean back on your elbows and tilt your head up toward the sky. That was a good volume. That was a good volume. That resonated with me. We got the achievement Into the Future. You vibed with Roxy on the edge of a vast alpine woodland. Vast. It's a vast error. She made a vast error. Today's route was written by Lalo Hunt. The character artist was Haven Daniels Taylor. The background art was by Courtney Brendel. Ending illustration by Courtney Brendel. And the music... Roxy's theme. Would you believe this was for something else? And Even in Death was also used, right? Yeah, Even in Death. Oh, it's Tomorrow's Belly Mix. That's awesome. By Clark Powell. And then the game design for 13 was Koei. So the vast error reference is definitely a reference. So I guess I'll say some of it here. I think I want to do a podcast on this Pesterquest specifically. I have a lot to say. But for now, we're going to log off. Have more streams planned on the Friday the 13th, a wonderful date. Friday the 13th, I'm going to be on the 4Fans by Fan stream, where we're going to be streaming Homestuck. Check that out, twitch.tv/4fansbyfans. And then April 1st is Dirk's route. It's a bit longer because it's going to include the epilogue. So I'll be seeing you then. Thanks for watching. Thanks again to the Patreons. I shouted them out at the start. And thanks to anyone who watches these streams. Have a good one.